What is up, everybody, and welcome to the pregame show.
Let's go!
Is this the most opposite of what our last moment in this very scene? Is this like the opposite of that? It's bright outside. The bar's empty, mostly.
I feel like I'm at work.
Wow. What the hell? This sucks. What's going on here? But you know what? I'm going to introduce the panel because there are some surprises. Over here wearing a flowered shirt that looks like a pair of drapes. It's Brennan Vogt.
Happy to be here, but we got bigger news. Skip past me. Get to this guy over here.
Oh, you're talking about Superstar Dev
That's
is
right.
also
That's
in
what
the
I'm talking
house,
about.
baby.
Man, I'm here. It's another meaningful day of basketball. I just love being here when it's meaningful basketball. Not when it's just boring and things like that.
So
but
true.
skip over me. There's other things that we got to talk about.
Super producer Kale is here behind the ones and twos.
He is
we
here.
got him. Air horns. Kale, is there a window or open or something?
Oh,
Is
God.
there a door or something? Because it's a
Because
little.
I do feel
It's a little drafty. Oh, it's Harrison Wind. Oh my God, Harrison Wind is back.
Man, you guys would be so screwed. This show would be screwed if my last name wasn't Wynn. It's like the only thing I have going for me at this
Harrison
point.
Land.
Yeah.
I'd have to call you Harry or something. I don't know. It'd be very strange.
Some
It'd be
people
very
have.
Weird. Some people. Have you really ever gone by Harry?
Of course. Man.
Harry?
Of course.
There's Harry Styles, who I know like teenagers like.
More than teenagers now.
Really?
He got
Well,
older.
he's like
high
he's
school.
grown, so they've
high
grown.
school Harry, not as cool as high school Dev, but
I think about this all the time about what it would be like because my kids watch. I think I brought this up before, but my kids watch YouTubers who are like our age, but they're 4 5-year-olds.
Sure.
And I always think about, can you imagine how weird it would be if that's what we excelled at? If we were stars amongst 5-year-olds.
you're like really hung up on this. I feel like
I
this
am
is
hung up on it.
the
I'm just saying
second
it's
pregame
weird.
lounge in the last 5 that you've brought this
I'm just
up.
saying,
You're-
it's a weird life. My kids are there. They
You're
love,
really
they
just
love
on
Blimpie.
this.
It's a very, very
What
weird.
do you do for a living? Well, me and my friends. Me and my 3 good adult male friends.
We play
Yeah.
in a pool. Like, that's what they do. Like, look at the rubber ducky. Oh, my gosh.
They have
So-
big like backpacks, small
Oh,
backpacks
yeah,
on
for
and
sure.
stuff like that.
Like, it's time for whipped cream. All right. They make millions. It's crazy. I
Wow.
would totally do it.
We should start doing that, actually.
I would
We could make
1,000%
millions.
give up DNVR to go do this for millions of dollars. The Nuggets are in Charlotte right now for an interesting game against the Hornets. I
Yes.
said, I don't know if you guys agree with this. I said that this is the perfect game for the Nuggets to be in here because it's not an easy game.
No.
Not an easy game. It's a tough game. But it's one that I think Denver should win given the circumstances. I would even go as far as to call it a must-win because I think every game remaining right now is a must-win. Harrison, take us behind the scenes.
Well, on the injury front, JaMychal Green is out
Sick.
tonight. He's out. Zeke Naji also out.
Sick.
The usual is also out. Facu is trending in the right direction. Michael Malone said pregame he's battling a non-COVID illness. So sounds like he is going to play tonight. To your point, Adam, Charlotte's been really hot. LaMelo Ball, his last 10 games, 22 points, shooting 44% from 3 on almost 9 3-point attempts per game.
Man.
6 rebounds, 7 assists. They've been on fire since the All-Star break. I think they're 7-3 in their last 10, 8-1 their last 9. They just beat the Nets last night. 4th best offense since the All-Star break as well. So, yeah, it's going to be a test tonight. And where Charlotte's going to test Denver is defensively. Like, they get out and run.
Yes.
They push the pace. They get in transition. So if the Nuggets and Jeff Green are lollygagging to get back on defense tonight,
Wow, shots fired.
that's going to be some trouble.
Wow. I take it you've been frustrated with old Jeff Green lately.
It's been an 82-game season-long thing. So
Okay. Harrison's coming back hot, man. Have you noticed this?
He's got takes.
He's got takes. Wow.
yeah. So last game,
Yeah.
if you guys remember the last time the Nuggets played the Hornets,
I'm glad you brought this up.
Denver was up 19 in the third.
Sick.
Charlotte started double teaming Yoke, fronting him. They couldn't get him the ball. The Nuggets collapsed.
The old simple defense where you're
Yes.
just like, anybody else do anything.
The
and
old
Nuggets-
kryptonite. The old kryptonite. The Nuggets collapsed. They gave up a 19-point third-quarter lead. They lost. So I feel like that's going to be in the back of all our minds tonight. And so I think the Nuggets' challenges are defensively because the Hornets are going to test them every aspect of their defense and getting the ball to Jokic and letting him make the decision from there.
Yeah. Is this a bigger game? I'm going to go back to the old game, but is this a bigger game right now for the Nuggets or for the Hornets, in your opinion, Dev? Because for the Nuggets, every game matters between falling from 6 to 7. But for the Hornets, they are currently in the 8. I don't think they can get up to the 7. but they can certainly fall to either the 9 or the 10. It's just one game separating them from the 10 seed, where they'd have to go on the road twice.
Real desperation mode for Charlotte, but I think it means more for Denver.
Really?
Just because expectations are higher for the team. There's been some letdown spots for them. They're going against a team that is on the second night of a back-to-back, so they have to mentally be prepared for this type of game and also overcome the idea that they're supposed to win. So you said this was like a perfect spot for Denver. I think it is too, because they have to, be serious, but also they can't take this team lightly because they will beat them if so.
Now, they did play last night in Brooklyn and got the win, an emotional game, like a big game, because, again, that's what put them ahead of Brooklyn. So now they only would have to beat the Cavs in the play-in as things sit right now, as opposed to having to beat Brooklyn or something or win 2 games. So, but this back-to-back, are they more emotionally lifted because that was one of their better wins of the whole year? That was like an emotional big win. Or is it more fatigued because they had to travel back to Charlotte and play back-to-back?
I'll say both. I think they're going to come out hot. They're going to come out feeling themselves. Can they keep it going through 4 quarters, though? Will we see them tire a little bit? They are a team, as Malone said, pregame, that loves to get out and run every opportunity they can. So I think they'll come out running, but will they tire out? That's my big question tonight.
So in the last time when these two teams played, to your point, it was so long ago that the Nuggets were completely different. Let me tell you the starting lineup for the Nuggets that night. Monte Morris was there. Will Barton was there. Jeff Green was there. Nikola Jokic was there.
So not that different.
Well, no, it was very different because it gets different after those 4. Vlatko Cancar started this game, and he played 19 minutes. 11 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, solid game. 5 of 6 from the field.
Okay.
Off the bench, you had JaMychal Green and Zeke Naji. You had Facu Campazzo, Austin Rivers, Bones Highland. So Facu and Vlatko were big parts of this game. Facu played 33 minutes, went 3 of 12 from the field. So part of me thinks, I don't know what to gather from that matchup. I almost throw it out. It was so different. The thing I do take away is last night, off of the bench, when they took on the Brooklyn Nets, Isaiah Thomas played and was a big piece of it, and Montrezl Harrell is their backup center. He only played 7 minutes. DeMarcus Cousins outweighs him by 100 pounds. Yeah. To me, that second unit is actually going to be the story tonight, not the first. This is my bold take. I think the second unit is the story.
I agree, because the biggest difference in the Nuggets now from when they played that game is their bench. I'd consider it a plus.
Right.
I think the Nuggets bench is clearly a plus right now. It used to be a huge minus. And, Denver's got to win those minutes tonight. Kelly Oubre also killed the Nuggets last game. If you look at the box score from that game from so long ago, no one on Charlotte really killed the Nuggets except Kelly Oubre. He's actually the one Hornet now who hasn't been playing that well.
Right.
Shot just 1 of 6 last night.
I feel like Kelly Oubre is always opposite the team. He's playing great when the team's doing terribly, and he's playing terribly when the team's doing great.
There's probably something to that. But I agree. I think the bench could win the Nuggets the game tonight because it's a huge strength right now.
Right.
Bones Highland, by the way, has been fearless going to the rim. He's getting a lot of early foul attempts right now, or free throw attempts, I should say. And so, Isaiah Thomas, happy to see him playing well off the bench. Certainly not in the upper echelon of perimeter defenders in the NBA right now. So be aggressive, Bones. This could be a game that Bones wins for Denver for sure.
I think it's Isaiah Thomas and Kelly Oubre as your backcourt off the second unit. Kelly Oubre is a great defender. That's his best skill. He's a really good defender. Isaiah Thomas, the worst defender in the NBA. He's just too small. He's too slow. He's been injured or this or that. I look at that and I go, Bones Highland, Austin Rivers. Well, you got to put Kelly Oubre on Bones Highland, right? You can't let Isaiah Thomas guard him. That would be insane. But Austin Rivers, while he hasn't been great offensively this year consistently, if you give him Isaiah Thomas, come on, he should get to the rim every time. So I kind of look at this and go, is this an Austin Rivers night off of the bench? I know that's a weird thing to say, but I honestly believe it. And then defensively, can he have an impact on Isaiah Thomas? If so, you might actually really stunt that second unit.
Yeah. IT's been playing okay. If you look at his stats, he's playing 13 minutes a game since he got to Charlotte. Shooting it okay. His offense has been fine. Defensively, we know he can be exposed. So the key, if it's going to be an Austin Rivers game, is he's just got to keep it simple. I mean, we've all talked about this. If he's got the open 3, take it. But don't be afraid to try to overpower IT with your size.
Totally.
Because you should be able to.
Yeah, totally. It should be an interesting one. We're going to move, though, to our second topic here, which is, of course, the door still open for Jamal Murray and Michael Porter to return. I know it doesn't feel that way. I know it feels like the door is closed. But, from everything, I hear, the door is still open. We'll just have to wait and see how everything shakes. But the Nuggets have 7 games left and then the playoffs. So I'm going to go through. I wanted to go through the schedule here and just say, does it make sense? Meaning, do you feel good about Jamal Murray? We'll use him as the example here. Actually, we'll use both guys. Do you feel good about them returning for this or that game? We know they're not coming back tonight. So let's just throw Charlotte out. Let's go to the next one. At Indiana, on the road, do you feel good, Vogt, about Michael Porter and or Jamal Murray returning at that game?
Michael Porter Jr.'s first breakout game came on the road against Indiana.
Man, what a take.
Does he see a big rim in that arena? Does he feel comfortable?
Doesn't matter if he does or doesn't. I'll believe it.
Maybe it's a stretch, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say that makes
good.
sense to me. That makes sense to me.
But for Jamal Murray,
Look, Jamal, I don't think you're going to look at one date and go like, "Oh, that's perfect." I'll take Jamal if and when and whenever it happens. Right. But I just don't know if there's a good date for Jamal to come back at this.
Dev, would it be weird if Jamal Murray and maybe to a lesser extent Michael Porter, would it be weird if they returned for a home game or a road game?
No.
You don't think it'd be weird?
No, I don't think it'd be weird for them. They're already going on the road. So just like if they're feeling it, I think that would be a part of it. If I look at the schedule, like a game that makes sense for them is like that Laker game. And that is on the road, 1:30. I just think that you could get 3 games under your belt just because, I feel like they would sit one of the final games of the year, but you could get 3 games to just get them ramped up and back to running around and things like that. You're not going to want to just have them just start and then go into a playoff series and just ready to just go, because that's just the recipe for disaster. But you also don't want to just put too much minutes on them. So I think that that's a game that I would eye.
So you kind of bumped ahead here because at Indiana, to me, I just don't think it's going to happen. I'm not even sure who's on the road trip. We should see.
They're on the road trip. I reported today both of them are
on the road trip here, and I don't know, so they could play at Indiana. One of them could play. But then when you get back, the next home game, a Friday night, so okay, that sounds good. Minnesota, the most important game of the year. To me, you can't throw them out against the Minnesota Timberwolves. That would be like your whole season came down to this. To me, it's almost an impossibility they would return.
That seems like it'd be the worst game for them to come back because that's the biggest game of the season for both Denver and Minnesota. I'm looking at, if you ask me to pick a game, I'd say the 5th against the Spurs.
I agree.
You play that game. You have 2 home games after that as well. 3 straight at home to end the year. No travel. Every other day. If it's going to be before the end of the year, that game seems like it would make sense.
It does. And then after that, you have Memphis, who I'm pretty sure will have the 2 seed locked up by that point. And because Denver could still fall to 7, I'm guessing Memphis will just rest their guys because why would we have nothing to gain and we don't even want to show our hand. So that's a game that I think will likely, knock on wood, become a little bit more of a gimme than it should be for Denver. And then of course that Lakers game on the last could be that could be a really, really tough one. Depending on what Denver needs, depending on what the Lakers need.
LeBron going for the scoring title in a 20-point loss.
Could be LeBron going for the play-in, just trying to stay on top of the play-in. So we'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out. But
they're a half game up on the Spurs in 11.
I know it's crazy. Well, you think about that Spurs. That's what's funny about that Spurs game is if Denver loses, it actually could end up killing. You could beat the Lakers one night, lose to the Spurs the next one, and actually really double screw the Lakers on that one, which would be kind of great. I'm with you. San Antonio, when I look at the schedule, it's literally the only game. You could say Memphis if everyone rests, but how do you prepare for that? You don't. If they play everyone, that's a terrible game to bring everybody back.
Right.
So to me, that San Antonio game is the only one. And by the way, San Antonio will be desperate, trying to get into the playoffs, fighting for their literal season on the line.
Yeah.
And it's tough, man. I don't think there's a single good game for these guys to come back.
Well, tomorrow just doesn't seem likely. Minnesota, no way. At Los Angeles, an early Sunday game on ABC. You're just not going to do that. And then you got 3 games left. 3 games.
Would you bring a guy? And then the question is, would you bring a guy back for the playoffs? Could you imagine one of those two guys?
I don't think you can, man. I don't think you can. Somebody brought up to me today that, look, Gary Harris came back cold into the playoffs, contributed against Utah, contributed against the Clippers. It's a totally different scenario, man. Gary missed, what was it, the last month or so, plus of the season. Then, of course, had the entire stoppage with the bubble. these guys, one had a surgery, one's been rehabbing for a year. I just think it's totally different throwing them cold into a playoff environment. I don't think it'd be fair to them, to be honest, to go from 0 to the playoffs.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to our next segment. If you guys don't know, Saturday night at the DNVR Bar, an all-timer, an instant classic. Not only was it a Denver Nuggets win, we had the party bus and takeover going. The vibes were incredible before the game. The vibes were incredible on the bus over. And then late into the night, who comes over and shows up? None other than Tim Conley, who actually texted during the game. I was telling him, like, hey, man, we got some people from out of town. You want to come over maybe say hi? He's like, hey, we'll just head over to the bar afterwards. Hell yeah. So there we go. He comes over. It was an incredible night. I'm telling you, a 10 out of 10. I'm not sure it could have gone much better.
Unbelievable. And, you know, Tim joked, hey, this is the first place I've ever gone where I've been recognized. But the people love to see him, and he came here hoping to meet some International Nuggets fans, hoping to meet some diehards, a man of the people for sure. And then from our perspective, you know, just to be amongst the people, which is really the whole thing we're doing here.
Right.
And what separates us from, I guess, traditional media. So it's always an incredible night for us to see the faces and not just the usernames. It could not have gone any better for me, fellas.
Yeah. All right, we got a little highlight sizzle reel of the weekend. Ooh. Probably some of you guys have already seen it, but if not, even if you've seen it, you can watch it again. It's a great video. Check it out. Behind the scenes of the party bus.
The Nuggets are playing the Thunder today.
That's right.
But that's not the best part about today's game, is it, Brennan? What's the best part?
We're taking over Ball Arena, baby.
Cheers.
Go Nugs. You want to see? This is my thing I'm proud of here. It might be too loud, though. It might be too loud in the bar for me to go through. Let's see if we can play. It's a black cap chickadee. Boom! Common yellow throat. Boom! We did it!
So I'm actually not going on the bus. I'm going to go over early for shoot-arounds. But don't worry, Marissa's going to be the RG of the bus on the way over.
Much better.
Yes.
Let's go! Let's go,
Boys, get the shit out of me.
That's how I look.
Did they bump you off the court?
I mean, I'm done.
There's 100 people.
Holy shit.
100 people. The DNVR bar was packed. It's gonna be a good night.
Oh, so good, my God.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Sorry, Jeff.
All right, game was a little closer than I think any of us wanted it to be. But it's a win nonetheless, which means we're going back to the bar to celebrate.
Back here.
I will.
You talk to it.
Is it rolling?
Recording.
Okay, cool. You can't tell by how they treat me on the show or where they sit me on the trips, but I actually am a full-time employee here. Let's go, Nuggets! Let's go! Bye, Ball. We love you.
MVP! 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 MVP!
I'm enjoying myself. The DNVR Nuggets. Dude, it was really cool. We got some good content. Yeah. Tim, what's up, man? I'm Ryan.
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
The president of basketball operations, obviously, for your Denver Nuggets, it's Tim Connolly. You got to pull it real tight. I feel like
I feel like I'm like late night TV right now.
And it's kind of what it
Morton
is.
Downey Jr. I like this.
Oh, well, we have some jokes.
This place is good for my. This place is very good for my ego. I like it. First time been recognized as Denver in my life. It's cool.
Does this feel a little bit like almost like a frat house or something? Like you've like gone back to college? It's kind of how it feels sometimes.
You guys are way cooler than
well, for sure.
the frat house.
Thank you.
I think so, too.
Well, I'm 40.
It's more like a coffee house. Right?
Wow, that took a real turn at the end.
Thank you, Zell.
Vibes are once again immaculate at DNVR. Party bus, success. Denver Nuggets win. Tim Connolly at the bar. You never know what's going to happen at this place.
Man, I feel like
Immaculate.
I feel like I'm drunk again. Just
Immaculate.
Just watching that, I feel like
Immaculate.
I got drunk again.
I feel hungover again.
You probably
hungover.
sobered up on the ride home in the back of the
Bus,
pickup
yeah,
truck.
I did. Someone in the chat.
That's not a short ride.
Yeah, apparently that's illegal too. I don't know. That's what the chat tells me. But
You talk to cops on the way out. I seen it.
That is true.
I synced it. But yeah, like that whole thing is cool. Like it really does put you back into a different time. There's people that were, that are in the chat that are like, hey, look, that was me. Like those are the type of memories, and what it's all about is building those type of memories, feeling like you were part of the event. Even people that didn't go now feel like they were a part of the event. It was fun. It was cool to be in.
Yeah, it was really cool, man. It was a lot of fun. Then Tim on his way out bought like just a ton of beers. It was actually pretty funny. It was just like a little bunch of cups of beer that just laid on the beer. The people just come and grab free beers. It was
man of the people.
A man of the people.
A true man
who
of the
doesn't
people.
even get recognized in his own city, except when he comes
He
here.
does in this bar for
I
sure.
know, it's so funny. All right, Dev, it's time for you to quickly make us some money on tonight's
Let's
game
do it.
using the DraftKings Sportsbook app, America's top-rated sportsbook app.
Let's do this then.
What do we got? I was on DNVR bets today, so I got a little parlay already.
So you got some things to talk about.
I got some things.
So Nuggets come into this game as 3.5 point favorites, and it makes sense. Charlotte's on the second night of a back-to-back. I think this is going to be
It's down to 2.
It's down to
The
2.
smart
Down to
money has been
2.
taking
Ooh.
the Hornets, it looks like. Either the smart money or the lots of money.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not. It's 3.5. I was on the core. I was stuck on the
I gotta say, I'm a little surprised it's this
3.5.
small. I thought
It's 3.5.
I thought Charlotte would maybe be like a pick 'em or something. I don't know.
People taking Denver.
Yeah, so 3.5. I mean, it really does make sense. I like Denver in this game. I'll take them as a money line. So whenever you put them in a same game parlay, make sure that you put them as a money line. I just feel like they're the better team. They're both desperate, and the better team wins in those type of situations. When you go over the points, Jokic's points are extremely high. 27.5 is high, and they have it as minus 130. So they truly do think that it's going to be the points that he does.
Wow.
And when
Who do
he
they
gets
got? Mason Plumlee. Nobody else. Just Mason Plumlee.
Mason Plumlee and
Don't talk bad
Zeller.
about Mason Plumlee.
I'm just saying it's all they got. You got Mason Plumlee's good. He's not good enough to like 35 minutes a night guard.
Yeah,
Yoke.
He's
Yoke's
not.
going to eat him. He's going to eat him alive. I'm going to stay away from the points. I do like Jokic's rebounds. I do think this is a game that he's going to get on the boards and be heavy with that. So I really do like that one.
All right, what is his? Let's see what a rebound's at for Yoke. They are 13.5.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a monster rebounding game.
Okay.
So 13.5 I do like. For my lock, I have two locks. I have a lock for both teams, of course.
Of course.
Of course. LaMelo Ball points, rebounds, and assists. I think you just have to throw it in there.
I saw that coming.
It's too easy. It really is too easy. And I think you have to do it. He's coming off of a game that he had 33 points in. So 33, 9, and 7. You might as well just throw it in. Also, I truly feel like this is going to be a Will Barton game.
Whoa!
Will Barton game. He actually, well, for points, for like points, rebounds, and assists is what I'm going to go with. He easily got it last game. So like you're going to see the highs of Will Barton, you're going to see the lows of Will Barton, and I think this is going to be the exact same type of game. He's going to get his numbers. Is he going to piss you off? Of course.
21.5.
So yeah, 21.5.
You know that. I wonder how many people in the chat are hopping on the Dev Will Barton bet. I love it.
Oh,
I'm in. I just hopped in. I threw a unit
You
on
have
it.
to. You have to.
I don't have to.
I also like that Aaron Gordon is starting to like trend in the right direction
Yeah.
and starting to get.
I think I'm never betting on Aaron Gordon again.
I haven't lost on him in a long time. I really haven't. But yeah, I like Aaron Gordon to have a good game. Let's build a same game parlay.
All right, here's the one I did today on the DNVR Bet show. I took a 5-player parlay. I took Bones to make 1-3. I just think he's going to do it. I think he makes threes. I think he's going to do it.
He's locked in. Right. He's shooting over 50% from 3 in March.
That's correct.
Locked in.
I took Jokic 11.5 rebounds. I took the over. I bought it down because it's 13.5. 11.5 I just feel like is a lock. I took Jokic 1 steal. You guys know that's my favorite sweetener. Mm-hmm. I took Bones over 9.5 points. Again, especially if they can get Isaiah Thomas switched onto him. I'm sorry. He's going to the rim. No rim protector in the second unit plus a bad perimeter containment. I think he gets to the rim. And then the last one is the toughest one. I said I never bet on Aaron Gordon. 13.5 points. It's a little bit low. 13.5. I got the low one in there, but I took him. They just need him. He has been more aggressive. I'm willing to go up to 13.5 points, but that's it. How you guys feel about that? I feel like they're all outside of Aaron Gordon. I feel like Bones is going to make a 3. Yoke's going to rebound.
I just feel so confident in these Bones bets recently. It seems like every game he's just going off.
He's so good, man. He's so good. Taking it on the road though. You know they've been at home a lot lately.
True.
Although did you guys see he's excited to be there? He was born in North Carolina.
Another homecoming game for Bones.
Yeah, they're all homecomings. I love it.
He's had 3 in the last 2 weeks.
Hell yeah. So you know what? I should have bet even harder on Bones tonight. Should have got even more all in. That does it for the pregame show, guys. We're going to be back here. Must win for the Nuggets. We're going to be back here for the postgame lounge. We'll see you guys on the other side.